Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition, Monday, September 19th. I can't believe it. First of all, we're over halfway through September. But welcome to another edition of Power Hour. We are here Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, always. So definitely check us out. I'm your host, Detroit Lenny. Today, we got a slate. Mondays are always bangers for us. We're going to have Craig Trapp talking Kent State, Georgia, and Houston. Go over to the NFL, talk Houston at Chicago. Tim Earle's going to touch base on Maryland at Michigan, West Virginia at Va-Tech, Kansas City at Indianapolis Colts. And then we're going to bring in the big gun, Sean Higgs, come in here and talk some Clemson, Wake Forest, Coastal Carolina, Georgia State, and then also Rams, Cardinals. So we got a big slate on the board for us. Don't forget, if you haven't already, check out our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook. They're sponsoring today's show. You can get up to $1,250 on your first bet. If you don't win, you'll get 100% of your stake back as a free play. And win or lose, you'll also get 1,000 reward credits and 1,000 tier credits. All you got to do, click on the link in the description of the video below. All right, guys, without further ado, let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, Craig Trapp. Talk about this first game. Craig, how we doing? How was week one before we even get into this?
Week one of the NFL was good. Week two wasn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Week two wasn't as good. But, like I always say, early in the season, not always my best. And I would say that probably for most handicappers. It's like the more I see of a team, the better my picks get over the course of the season. So I'm really excited. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's week 4 of college football already, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I think this is the week we start to, where you can really start to nail a few teams. Even though I've been really good in college football, I think it'll only improve as we move through the season here.
That's fair. Let's talk Kent State for this Saturday, the 24th. Kent State traveling to Georgia. Georgia, as always, number 1 ranked school in the country. Big favorite, minus 44. Over under is 59.5. Before you get into this game, I got to tell people, and I'm going to remind you guys the whole show, so if you get used to it, just start texting now. Free day of VIP from Mr. Craig Trapp. All you have to do is text this number, 775-403-5400. Text your full name, okay, to Craig Trapp, and he will respond with a whole day's worth of VIP. Am I right? Am I right when I say that?
Yeah, so our VIP club text plays are just my bonus plays that all my subscribers get. So you don't have to purchase a subscription to get in on it, but it includes in-game, which I'm 7-1 or 7-0 or 6-1, depending on where you got one of those lines. Our in-game plays in football so far, and then you get all kinds of bonus plays where I give out a lot of prop plays, first half, first 5 innings, that kind of stuff. So just to give you a sample of what we got.
Hold on, I'm texting 775-403-5400, folks. Get after that. Let's talk Kent State at Georgia. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, you see Georgia big favorite for a reason. I mean, they have looked as good as any team in the country. There's a reason why they've moved now to the number 1 spot after Alabama struggled with Texas a few weeks ago. The over-under 59.5. This is one of those games that you start to look like how many's too many, because when you're at 44 points, I mean, Kent State's offense isn't terrible, although they only scored 3 points against Oklahoma. They did look decent against Washington early in the year. The problem with Kent State is in the MAC, where they play that up-tempo style, it's really good. You go 3 and out in the MAC, you might still stop somebody. You're not stopping Georgia. You go 3 and out in like 45 seconds and you put that defense back on it is going to be a problem. So what I like in this game, I don't like the full game stuff. I think you just take the first half. You take the first half. You take Georgia minus the 28, 27.5, 27, I believe. So 27. I think Georgia will be up like 30 to nothing, 33-3, something like that in the first half, because they're going to get tons of possessions. This is not a team you want to give extra possessions to. You want to do the opposite. You'd like to, keep the ball away. That's just not the way Kent State plays. I think that spells trouble early in this game. So let's take Georgia minus the 27 in the first half. I think this is a pretty easy winner, as Georgia, just that defense they lost everybody, it felt like, but they're so deep and they were winning by so many points last year that a lot of these guys saw a lot of, and they got some nice transfers. I mean, this defense is great, and the offense is even better this year. So I like the minus 27 in the first half.
That's fair. I'm not opposed to this. I think Georgia blows them out of the water handedly. So I've been on Georgia all year. Everybody says, they're the number 1 team in the country for a reason.
Yep.
I think there's just a different level of talent here. As much as I would love to disagree with you here, I'm gonna back Craig Trapp's play. Okay, I'm gonna sign off on it. Don't forget, when you're over at picksandparlays.net, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Power Hours brought to you Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. You gotta subscribe, folks. This is how we keep the lights on. All right, we're gonna move on to the next game. Houston takes some NFL action for us. Sunday, the 25th. The Houston Texans are traveling to the Chicago Bears. Bears slight favorite, -2.5. Opening at 39. This over and under. Holy moly! I don't even know. 39 is low in the NFL. But before we get there, don't forget, guys, free day of VIP. All you got to do is text your full name to 775-403-5400. Tell them what they get with that, Craig.
Yeah, this is where my people that purchase subscriptions get in for free to my VIP club text plays every day. You can get in and see what that's all about. It's in-game plays, first 5 innings, just extra bonus plays, a lot of prop plays. But my in-game plays of what I've been known for on the VIP club, 7-0 or 6-1, depending on where you got one of those lines in my in-game plays in football so far this year. So we look to keep it going, and you'll get a free day. All you have to do is text that number to your name to that number.
Fair enough. Talk to me about this game. Texans Bears. I can't stop looking at this 39. I can't stop doing it. I can't, like, that's all that stands out to me. Talk to me about this.
Well, we talked about last week about overreactions, and I think there's going to be a lot of overreactions to the Bears playing so poorly at Green Bay. But I think it's warranted. Week 1, they get that win against San Francisco in the muck. Let's say, as they say, they must be a mutter, as they say in horse racing, because they looked good in the rain and the muck, but they did not look good at Green Bay. Green Bay absolutely blew them out. Although I do think they got hosed out of 1 touchdown. I thought that was a touchdown when they reviewed it. But either way, they weren't going to win. Had a chance to cover if they scored that. But to me, if I'm on the side, I'm looking at the Texans here. I just think this Texas defense is pretty good. Lovie Smith, not a great coach, but he does know how to coach defense. They tied Indianapolis team. At the time, you thought that was a pretty good, tie. But then, obviously Indianapolis comes back, gets beat. But to me, I think I would be on the side. But my better play, anytime I see unders in the 39, I'm almost always going to be on the under. And the reason is like people say, well, they're trying to. No, they're not trying to get you to play the over. It's just that bad of offenses. This Texas team, I mean, last week, it's like they almost have to score on defense. I mean, they scored 9 points last week. It was 16-9. It held Denver to 16 points. Week before, 20-20 in overtime. So they didn't get any points in overtime to get the tie. And then you see, at least you could say the Bears. I mean, they held, in the muck, let's say, the San Francisco to 10, and then 27, considering how really Green Bay was moving the ball, but they only scored 10. So I'm thinking it's like 12-9, 12-10 type game with the Texans winning. I mean, ugly. This might be 1 or 2 touchdowns total in this game between the two teams. That's how bad these two offenses are.
Yeah, you're probably looking at you'd be lucky to get 2 touchdowns by either team combined.
I think the line might even go to 38. That's how,
I don't hate the under here, 39. And I think you're right. I mean, I think both teams focus more on defense than anything. Because it's in Chicago, I give slight advantage to Chicago, but just as far as the side goes, but under 39, I'd be pressed. Listen, I don't think this game hits 30. I just think both of these teams.
This is your chance, Allie Burns, to get a win here. The Texans got to win this game. If you look at their schedule, go try to find another win on that schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I think also I just both these teams top 5 picks in the NFL draft next year. So you know what I'm saying?
This might be the number 1 pick. Whoever loses
this game could decide who. Yeah, exactly. So
although neither one of them there's a lot of 0-2 teams. You have a 1-1 and you have a 1-1 team. So I think both fan bases probably
what's the Cincinnati Bengals record again?
Yeah, exactly. 0-2.
Check
there's some good teams.
Just
the Raiders,
asking for a friend.
The Raiders
asking for a friend.
You go down through there. The Titans lose tonight because we're filming this on Monday.
Oh yeah,
could be 0-2. Like you're talking about teams that were up there to win their divisions. to win the AFC. So like, yeah,
I think I know if the Vikings lose, everybody in our division will be 1-1, and we've scored the most points. Although Green Bay would be in first because they have a divisional record, but we have outscored everybody. But we're the true king in the North.
You won one game.
It's happening.
Pump the brakes. They're not winning anything.
I'm just saying, we gave the Washington Commanders their first ever storied franchise loss.
There you go.
The Detroit Lions. You're welcome. You're welcome, Commander fans. All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. You'll never miss any of our other primetime games or any of our pop-up shows or anything like that happens during primetime. Anything like that. You won't miss none of that. Picks and Parlay Power Hour, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Craig Trapp, as always, appreciate you stopping by. We're going to kick you on out of here. We're going to bring in Tim Earl, folks. Tim Earl, straight out of the secondary Earl Sports Bets main headquarters, folks. That's what we're going to do. Tim Earl, how we doing, sir?
That was a mouthful and a half.
I know you telling me. So listen, you have been tasked, my friend, for Saturday, September 24th, Maryland at Michigan. Michigan minus 17, over under 62.5. Talk to me a little bit about this. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, both these teams are actually coming in this one 3-0. So I didn't really. I mean, we had Smoo last week, so I was not on the Maryland side, but Maryland starting off 3-0 this year. They beat Buffalo, which has already had a loss to Holy Cross, so I'm not really considering that one a good win. They beat Charlotte. They should have. And then Smoo last week, I'll give them that one. That was a good win for them. 3-0 record, 2-1 against the spread. On the opposite side, you get Michigan, who have been this. I'm going to say they've been the second most dominant team this year so far, behind Georgia, because Georgia 130 to 10, I believe, is their score line for the first 3 games. Michigan's not too far off because they won 59-0, 56-10, and 51-7. Granted, against the powerhouses of UConn, Hawaii, and Colorado State. So I'm not really sure how much we could really take from that. One thing I do see is they score. And Maryland doesn't have that good of a defense. We saw them let up points, 27 points of Smoo, 21 against a bad Charlotte team. Granted, 10 against Buffalo, that's whatever. I think Michigan is going to be able to put up 50 points by themselves probably again against them because I could see this one being a back-and-forth type of game, and I think this one gets into the 70s. I like the over. I'm expecting a lot of offense. I'm expecting a lot of offense from Michigan specifically. If we can get 2 touchdowns from Maryland, I think we get the over. At that point, Michigan, if you want to really put yourselves in the college football playoff, you need to beat up on teams like this, like Maryland. When you're a 17-point favorite, put up 50 on them.
You need to. I agree. You can't just look. This is a step up from what they've been playing with 100%. Colorado and Hawaii and UConn and all that. Stepping up to Maryland, sure, but it's still not at the level they are. So, look, I'm not a Wolverine guy. We all know that. I'm a Spartan guy. I know, right? Who knows? But I do think they run away with this. My concern with your over pick, though, is if I get points out of Maryland. Because that Michigan defense has looked good, but again, I look good against UConn, Hawaii, Colorado, places like that. So I do think Michigan throws a 40-50 spot on them.
Well, keep in mind, I think Maryland's offense is definitely better than the 3 teams that Michigan's already played. And Tua's brother, the other Tagovailoa, has really been solid this year. So I do think we can get 17 to 21 points out of Maryland. That's why I didn't really go after the spread, because I could even see Maryland scoring up to 30 points in this game. I could see them putting up some points.
Wow.
Because Michigan's good, but the offense, the way that Maryland plays, I think they could put up some points on Michigan. So I really do like the over in this one.
I could see that. And you know what? That offense is good. I think it'd be a good test. I think the game here is won between Michigan's D and Maryland's offense.
Correct.
That's where, or not one. I think Michigan's rolls. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But that's the game in the game, if you will. I appreciate you, Tim Earl. Don't forget, you're over at Picks and Parlays. You're looking for Tim Earl or Earl Sports Bets or any of the other premium handicappers. Use the promo NFL, save you 20% off the entire site. I also got to remind people, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Don't forget for notifications. You'll never miss any of our live shows. Picks and Parlays Power Hour is with us Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Tim Earl, you got 2 more games.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Thursday college football here for September 22nd. West Virginia -3 at Virginia Tech. Over under is 53. Before you start talking about this game, I got to remind everybody, picksandparlays.net, promo codes NFL. Save you 20% off when you're looking for Tim or Earl Sports Bets over there. Talk to me about this game.
Yeah, this one's kind of a weird game. We'll start with West Virginia. They're 1-2 to start the year. They lost to Pittsburgh week 1. Fine. I guess it's an okay loss.
Okay.
They lost to now what is undefeated Kansas, which is weird because we look at that game. It's like undefeated Kansas, undefeated Duke. We're thinking basketball, but that's not the point with that game. But they lost to the Kansas in overtime, and they lost by 2 scores because of a pick 6. And then West Virginia got their first win of the season against the powerhouse of Towson. So not really anything special. Yeah, they won 65-7. They should have. Virginia Tech has been a weird school, though. 2-1 on their side. They scored 17 points against Old Dominion, which we saw is not a good team. No. They beat Boston College, which we've also seen has not been a good team. And then they scored only 27 points against Wofford. That is a big cause for a red flag there. I like the under in this one. And the main reason why is this Virginia Tech offense is garbage. Absolutely garbage. Now, I can see West Virginia to win this one. The 3-point spread is just a little bit weird. Virginia Tech at home is a lot better than Virginia Tech on the road. Virginia Tech 2-0 at home compared to that the road game in Old Dominion where they lost. So I'm going to go with the under. I think this one's a low-scoring, ugly game. If you're interested in points on Thursday night, probably not the West Virginia game. I know you got some better ones on there. You got Coastal and Georgia State, which is going to be a good one on Thursday night, maybe for points. But
Sean Higgs is going to talk about that game in a little bit here. Yeah.
But if you're interested in points, this is not the game for you.
I do agree with you on the under 53 here. I will say this. It's for different reasons, in my opinion. Like, this is just an in-state, West Virginia, Va-Tech, Virginia Tech, whatever. I mean, these two teams they know each other. They're familiar with each other. They don't like each other type situation. I think this is one of those games. Last person that has the ball wins.
Could be.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes into overtime. That would be the only thing that would scare me with the total. But I don't think really. I just don't think I like the under here. I don't think we're going to get to 52, 53. I don't think we get to the 50s.
It's already dropped down to 52s in some areas too.
Yeah,
so.
Shop your lines, folks. This is what Caesars has as of this morning when we started this, but then we film these on Mondays. So don't forget, this particular segment's being filmed on Monday, but Correct. Check your lines, shop your lines. Look for it as far as that goes. Don't also forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have one more game to go over. Sunday matchup, Kansas City Chiefs -6.5 at the Indianapolis Colts, who are struggling. Over under set at 47. Before we get into that, don't forget picksandparlays.net, promo codes NFL. Save you 20% off of Nick Earl and Tim Earl over at Earl Sports Bet stuff on picksandparlays.net. Talk to me about this game, sir.
Yeah. The Colts have not looked good. No. I have a Super Bowl ticket, and I'm pretty close to, burning that one and moving on.
It doesn't feel good at all, does it?
At the same time, we see the Colts struggle against divisional opponents in like Houston and Jacksonville. We've seen this for years. And then and I mentioned this at the beginning of the season, I'm like, no, they're not going to cover against Houston, Jacksonville. You know who they're going to cover against? They're going to cover against the Chiefs. They'll cover against the Bills.
Fair.
They'll cover against all the top teams because they are a team that plays up and down to their competition. And that's the simple fact. Got to keep in mind Carson Wentz. not Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. It's his first year in this organization, and they got to work through it. They got to work through the kinks. He's not played well, but it's what happens when the Colts switch their quarterback once a year. Because I think since Andrew Luck, they've had a different quarterback every single year. So he's going to get adjusted. We always see the Colts start off slow. I think the Colts cover this game because you just saw the Chiefs come off of a impressive win, which they didn't cover, but that was a backdoor against the Chargers. And the Colts, you just saw them get shut out by Jacksonville. You cannot look more low on this Colts team. The Kansas City Chiefs, we know what they got. I think the Colts cover this game, and I will sprinkle the money line. Because we
got a sprinkle alert.
Nobody's going to give the Colts a chance in this one. Not a chance. Oh, it's Kansas City. They're one of the best teams in the league. There's no way that the Colts beat them. I think the Colts cover, and I'll sprinkle their money line a little bit as well.
I just think that so there's some injuries still happening right now.
Correct.
Obviously, we filmed this on Monday for this show here. We're talking about 6 days in advance here with the Sunday game. I just think until Matt Ryan and these Indianapolis Colts figure out their offense and what the hell they're doing, I got to stay away from this. Respectfully, I got to stay away from the Colts side of this.
This is a gross play. It's 100%
right.
gross. It's not a fun play.
It's not a gross. Yeah, it's not pretty at all. I lean Kansas City.
I understand.
But I'll tell you what, if you want Kansas City, I think you jump on it now. I think this line doesn't go up. I think it goes up to like 7, maybe 7.5.
I could see this one.
And then if you like that,
7.5 on circa for the contest.
So I mean, but hey, I love the home dog. Just give me the home dog.
And the one thing with the Colts in this game is if they lose this game, they're now 0-2-1. I think that I mean, obviously they're in the AFC South, so they will always have a shot.
Right.
But that's not a good start. And they need to get a win.
I don't think any Super Bowl team has ever came back from 0-2-1. I'm just spitting that off the top of my head.
Yeah, I took the shot on the Colts just because I wasn't going to lay on the Rams or the Bills or anything like that.
I liked them preseason. Preseason.
They look good.
They haven't shown me shit so far in the regular season.
It's Matt Ryan. He needs to get more adjusted with the offense, I think. Give him a couple weeks. Plus, there was no Pittman yesterday, so main wide receiver out, and they also only gave JT about 10 touches. So need to work out the game plan.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's your MVP right there. You should get the ball. But
I get you're down and I'll get him to throw the ball and all that, but man, you got to work that guy into the offense early and often.
100%.
I mean, he's arguably the best running back in the league, and don't waste his talents.
No.
Don't forget, though, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notification. Picks and Parlays is here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, as always. Tim Earl, I appreciate you stopping by, but we got some other games to talk about with Mr. Sean Higgs here.
There you go.
Take care, guys. We'll see you on the flip side. I'm going to bring Higgs in now. Mr. Sean Higgs, you are the man, the myth, the legend.
No. You can't say that.
For last.
You said that with Craig, so no longer.
I know, but he's not here no more. So I really meant it about you. Just don't tell him. He signs the checks. What do you want me to say? You are going to talk about Clemson at Wake Forest. Clemson minus 7.5 over under 55.5. Before I do that, I got to remind people, use the promo code NFL. Save you 20% off the entire site over at picksandparlays.net, whether you're looking for Sean Higgs or you're looking for Craig Trapp or any of our other premium handicappers, for Christ's sake. Talk to me about this matchup. What are you thinking?
Or any other myth, legend handicappers.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
all of them.
Oh, Clemson. The rumors of your demise, have they been greatly exaggerated? You come in, big win last week. I'm not sold on this team. I'm taking Wake Forest at the points. And, people are going to be a little shocked because normally I get that 7.5 and I'm running away with a favorite. I'm like, favorites all day. I'm not getting that half thinking, oh, look at that. I'm getting that extra half point. I see 7.5s. I see that and I'm thinking double-digit blowout by Clemson, and 6.5s, I'm thinking Wake Forest outright. But in this spot, I'm throwing it all out the window. I'm throwing out my 7.5s I usually go with. I'm throwing out 13 in a row for Clemson. Where is this Wake Forest program with Sam Hartman, right? You're supposed to be ready to take that next step. 2 games back, he got 7 touchdowns since coming back from injury, right? He's looked sharp. Last week, maybe a look ahead spot, 37-36 versus Liberty. So I'll kind of toss that one out to Clemson on deck. And I'm taking the points here. I've been down on this. I can't even say the quarterback's name. I go to the backup. I mean, the guy's had 5 touchdowns. Big improvement. He had 9 all of last year. So he's improved. Let's be honest. His offense is all about Shipley. Wake's defense, a little questionable. Probably you want to lean over here. I could get on and over with a Wake Forest defense for sure with the way these guys play. 48-27 last year. Clemson's really taking care of business in this series. But I'm taking the dog. I'm going against all of my usual kind of stuff here, Lenny. But I got to take. This
matchup's always a good game. Okay,
sometimes it is.
When you watch that game, it's very exciting because it's never really the score never really reflects, in my opinion, how the game was actually played, the momentum and stuff like that. I've never watched this game and never thought, "Oh, this is a shitty game." I've just never have done that. It's always been a good game, whoever I was on whatever side.
That's good when you're rolling Clemson. They're winning 56-3. Those are good. Those are good, easy blowouts.
Well, those are good times. Yeah, that's good times. But Wake Forest at home, I got to take the touchdown and the hook. I hate to say that the hook is a deciding factor, but the hook is a deciding factor for me. Clemson probably, I don't know, whatever Clemson thing does, whatever they do, but I'm not 100% sold on them. I like the over probably more than I like anything.
Yeah, probably, over definitely. And again, at home, forget about the hook. It's Wake's gotta. Let's go. Where's this is for me. This is a program kind of bet. Like you're going to show up and beat Clemson, who might be down and take offensively. You might be able to outscore them this game. So that's my take. I got a home team here, 7.5. They're home, right? Yeah. So
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
I don't hate it. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And let's move into our second game. This is a Thursday night matchup. Thursday, September 22nd. Coastal Carolina -2.5 at Georgia State. Over under 63.5. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea where to go on this. So this is where you come into play because you are the man. But before you get into that, don't forget, guys, picksandparlays.net, NFL code, save you 20% off the entire site.
Yeah, tough little matchup here. Coastal coming to town. I think Coastal's a better team. They got a good quarterback. I like him. Revenge game last year was a 42-40 Georgia State winner. I think they beat them 51-0 last year. Or the year before that, Coastal blasted them. If my notes are correct, I gotta double check that. But I'm going, and I hate grabbing the squarish, taking the road fave here with the short number.
Right.
But I just Coastal to me, they've been consistent. Army, and I thought Army was going to be kind of good this year, right? And they've had a couple tough losses. So I just like them a little bit better. Coastal, South Carolina, North Carolina, they've played decent teams. And again, they knocked them off last year. I'm going revenge angle here again. I think I have the better quarterback. Simple. Again, you don't have to run a bet this game. This is a game I'm probably not going to bet on. The other game, I like the dog in that Virginia Tech game there with
the Thursday night game. Yeah.
Tim's game, I like that. I'll be moving that one. This one's a little bit trickier, folks. You don't got to run a bet it. My angle for this, looking at it right now, it's a Monday. Still got time if I'm going to move on this, but I just like it as a payback kind of game in a conference. That's why I look at it, because you look at the year before where they really blasted them. Maybe you get your backup when you get really annihilated like that. So. Right. There I am with the home. With the Rome team here. Yeah, it was a Georgia Southern 42-40, and then that was off a 51-0 blitzing by Coastal the year before. So
yeah,
I'm going to say something a little bit more middling to that. Probably some points though. I think points will be on the board in this game. Give me the road team though. I'm at their quarterbacks at 9 TDs. He's been perfect. 3 every game. Throws 3 a game. So.
Yeah, I like Coastal Carolina. Made me some money over the last couple of years, being on them at different spots and stuff like that. But this matchup in particular, I'm just
it's a tough one. Like
I don't know. Like I probably watch this game and
I probably should have came in and said, let's money line the home dog here, right? Because you take a dog 2 out of 3, you cover, you win outright, or you lose. But
right.
I don't know. This Coastal team, to me, I think is still not as sexy in public as it was. People are going to bet them because it's, Coastal, kind of like Liberty, right? It's one of those schools that people are like, ooh, it's a small school. I like it. I'm into something here. Like somebody's talking about it. You're like, you're in the cool kid group or something. But again, folks, I'm not totally loving this game. So take it for what it's worth.
Don't run away. Yeah, don't run and bet on this game. This is a this is a lean for sure for me. Don't forget, guys, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Last game on the slate here, we got the Rams coming in. This one here, Rams -4 for Sunday, the 25th, at the Arizona Cardinals. Over under in this is 50.5. Guys, don't forget about promo codes NFL. Save you 20% off the entire site over at picksandparlays.net when you're looking for Sean Higgs. Higgs, I know right away where I'm going with this, and I'm probably wrong. But talk to me about it.
So 34-11, 30-23, 37-20, 18-7, 38-28, 31-24, 34-7, 31-9, 38-0, 32-16. Those are the last couple scores. One team's won them all. Guess who? The Rams. The Rams have – McVay owns this team. Lay the 4. It's not going to be close. Now,
makes me so much feel better. I feel so much better
now,
because that's what my initial thought was.
I get it. NFL home dogs. We saw a bunch of craziness this week with dogs and Arizona. Listen, Arizona at 5.5, a great play. Arizona getting +2, the opening line, not a good spot. But let's be honest, they need a lot of derelict coaching from the Raiders to get that win yesterday. All right, and Cliffy there, McVay owns this cat. And if you're a Rams backer, block punt, you're kind of cruising that game. That game should have probably been a 37-24 kind of win. Maybe, block punt, touchdown, fumble, touchdown, and all of a sudden you're looking at a near outright Atlanta win. Rams out of the gate there, right? You got humiliated by the Bills. First half, total control of that game. Up and down the field, boom, 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 boom. But like all the teams, they take their foot off the brake. No, not so fast, my friends, as our old man on the 4-letter network would say. Rams won't be overlooking this team simply because of the way Arizona came back, the way they played down the stretch of what happened to them. No. Big brother, little brother game here. Rams get it done 4. It was a 4.5 opener. I think the Rams. Listen, this has 34-20 written all over it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I think the Rams are still getting into their groove after the first 2 weeks of the season. So week 3, they should be hitting the stride. Yep. Arizona, I'm not high on. I haven't been high on them. Preseason, I wasn't high on them, so I'm still not. And I think the Rams roll 2 touchdowns.
This is my favorite one of the Power Hour for those. If anybody watches all 3, this is be my number 1 play here.
There you go.
The Los Angeles Rams. Let's go. Jim Everett to Henry Slater. Remember old Slater? Oh, Flipper Anderson. Fred Dreyer. Dickerson. No.
Don't forget Eric Dickerson. Yeah, I'm on him. There you go. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Picks and Parlay Power Hours here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Till then, we are taking the Rams -4. Get it now. Get it early. Get it often. That's been the Picks and Parlay Power Hour, folks. Till tomorrow, we will see you on the flip side. Good luck, unless you're against us.